All right. If you are a healer or a yogi, a coach, a life coach, a tarot reader, or a shaman, I've got a question for you. How do you practice your ancient art at the highest level in this modern world of digitization and artificial intelligence? So, any business that is rooted in ancient tradition, how does it choose between integrity and profit? Or can it? Can those two things exist? So, in today's episode of the Spiritual Business Hour with Crystal and Bell, we're going to explore this question in the comments, please. First of all, if you're here right now, you're watching this. If you're watching it live, I want you to type in hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, please type in hashtag replay. This is incredibly helpful for me. It actually helps my work be seen. So by doing that, you are giving back to me, and I appreciate it immensely. Now, if you are a healer or a tarot reader, you do Reiki, you're a yogi, right? Who's also another form of healer. If you read tarot cards, you're an astrologer, you're a life coach like me, or even if you are a spiritual business mentor like I am, I want to hear your opinion about this in the comments. Do the healing and the service arts that originated in earlier times, do they need to be rooted in what's ancient? Do they need to kind of stay in the natural world, free from these kind of digital 5G experiences or these environments? Can I be on this call right now and do a major Reiki transmission? Or do I need to have you in the circle with me? Do I need to have you in this space? Like my little Apollos right here. Do you need to be close to me in order to be able to for my work, for this to work, for it to touch you? I see I have a little technical issue going on. That's all right. I'm going to just ignore it. So I know that a lot of you have questions or have opinions about this. Is the heart of a healer strong enough to attract you, right? Can I be a healer in the middle of a jungle and call to me everyone who needs to come to me? Is it enough to be in the jungle, practicing my art and getting whoever comes to me without having the benefit and the support of social media and the internet? That's what we're looking at today. All right. I am Crystalline Bell, and I want to welcome you to the Spiritual Business Hour. Every week, every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday, I'm here at 2:00 and I'm talking to spiritual business owners about these important topics like today. I am a spiritual business mentor. I am the founder of Badass Butterfly Alchemy, and I guide women through the process of building their coaching businesses and grounding those businesses in their unique philosophy, right? Because as a coach, as a healer, you better have a philosophy that is unique to you, and it better be different than the person sounding next to you. And if you're using Chat GPT to write your coaching stuff, you sound just like everybody else. You sound generic. All right. I help you break free from that, right? So that we bring out your unique philosophy. And we also want your coaching business and your healing business built on your hard-earned wisdom. And we want it designed to bring you lavish, sustainable income. Now, your hard-earned wisdom comes from the experience that you have had engaging in life's difficulties. That's why it's hard-earned wisdom, not the wisdom that you got from reading a book. That's not really wisdom. That's just knowledge. So wisdom comes from your lived experience. You want your coaching and healing business to be rooted on the lived experience that you have. Well, I help you put that together. And that lavish, sustainable income comes from doing the work, putting together the structures in your business that actually make it sustainable, that bring you consistent people who see you, but also who buy from you, because it's not enough for people to watch you. They also have to invest in you when they are ready to invest. They want for you to be like the logical choice. So I help you do that. So today, we're here for the Heal Yourself Tuesdays. All right. That's what we do every Tuesday here on the Spiritual Business Hour live stream. And for this whole month of June, we are helping you connect to your divine purpose and what has called you and what makes you want to be a coach and a healer. And we're looking today at, those of us who come from these kind of old traditions like shamanism, tarot, astrology. Those are old. Astrology is one of the oldest practices that we have. And how do we bring that wisdom and that earthliness and that natural origin into our modern practice with this internet stuff and all this kind of sped up everything? Everybody wants to jump timelines. Everybody wants to speed things up. Everybody wants everything to happen faster. People want to bypass their karma. How do we bring that kind of deep ancient wisdom into these new ideas of faster, better now, and still bring that depth that the real healing does? And the problem is that a lot of spiritual practitioners really feel this in their bones. There's a bit of cognitive dissonance as we think about, really honoring the sitting in stillness and those kind of in-depth journeys that one has to make in order to really connect with soul and source and spirit and earth. Like, how do we honor that and still show up for our live streams every day, for our social media content creation? You want to get monetized, you want to get paid, so you got to be like doing monstrous content creation. How do we do all that, and meet the demands of modern society and modern business? How do we do that and still honor the deep, soulful work that takes hours and hours and months and days and years to really develop? I know so many coaches and healers who are like, they've just gotten a certification and they're calling themselves master coaches. Ooh, that's ballsy. They're calling themselves master tarot readers. They started reading tarot a year or two ago. They're calling themselves astrologers and they've never really taken astrology. Like, I've seen so many people who say, I want to integrate astrology into my coaching practice, but they have never taken an astrology class. I find that very strange. And yet, I don't judge and I don't stop them, because I believe, and that's what we're going to kind of get into, but I believe that, number one, the marketplace is going to stop them. People are not going to buy from you if they don't trust you and if you don't deliver. You're not going to get great reviews if you don't deliver. People are not going to invest thousands of dollars in you if you can't answer their questions about how you operate and what you do and how you're going to help them. That's a problem. So, this problem exists inside of coaches when they are aware. Like, people who are conscious and people who are aware of these issues, and it can make them stuck. Okay. um, it can make them want to back out of this whole process. They can respond to it in one of two ways. All right. They either refuse to build their practice altogether. They just opt out of building their business. And they're just like, I hope God sends me the people I need. And when they don't have enough money to support themselves, they say, oh, this is what God meant for me to do. I know you know somebody like that. You might be somebody who's like that. On the other hand, right, the other way they respond to it is they go all in on the business and they just are focused fully on building their business, and they forget to do the internal work, and they just become about building the business and creating the systems so that they can get the clients, right? I know you know somebody like that. You might be somebody like that. And here's the reason. This is exactly why I don't judge, okay? I don't judge anybody because I don't think it's fair to judge somebody based on those things, because I understand what they're going through. I've worked with over 800 coaches, taking them through my programs so that I get what they're going through. These are not bad people. They are not even confused people. They are just people who are trying to do the right thing for their divine purpose and for their families and for the businesses that they want to create. But it's really, really difficult unless you look at this big picture. And here's what I want to suggest. Here's my solution. All right. First of all, you want to always be working with the masculine and the feminine. Now, I know you've heard this before. You've heard it from me, but it doesn't change the truth. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you something that you've not heard before. All right. But I'm going to frame it in terms of masculine and feminine, inner and outer. Every day, you need to protect your art, the ancient art of healing, the ancient art of tarot, of astrology. You need to protect that. The way that you protect that is to dive deep into the technique, reinforce the technique, and practice the technique. You look at your intention. You always go back to your intention to serve, and you purify that as much as you can. And you look at the essence of your work, the essential nature of your work. What is at the core of your work? With astrology, we could do the brain stuff. We can do, okay, this maps to that. This planet is moving at this rate. It's moving in this orbit. And we know that things are going to come this way. That's math. That's math. That's not the art of astrology. That's the technology or the technique of astrology. Those are the measurements. That's not the art of astrology. The art of astrology rests in the heart of the astrologer, just like the art of Reiki rests in the heart of the Reiki master or the Reiki practitioner. Okay? The art of coaching rests in the heart of the coach. And what does that mean? Well, it means that You take your technique and you learn it, but then you unite that with your heart and your desire to serve. Okay, that's one thing. That's your mission. But you also connect that to the divine, and you bring in that divinity, and you bring in your ancestors, and you bring in your spirit guides. And then you look at your client and you talk to their spirit guides. And there's this huge kind of party. It's a party. It's a party of souls who are working to bring the art of astrology, the art of tarot, to this person who is looking to you for healing. Okay, you do all that. And then you sit down, you sit your butt down at your desk, and you write your blog, and you create your funnels, and you use AI for some of your work, not for all your damn work. Y'all who are using AI first and you're asking AI for answers, I'm so sorry. You are doing it wrong. You are. Don't do that. Didn't nobody invent AI for you to do that and then to try to come out and take AI's knowledge through you? No. You're now AI's bitch. I said it. No, you're not Chat GPT's bitch. You're not Claude's bitch. You're not Gemini's bitch. No, you use those. I just had a really good conversation with Martin Kuba about this today. Anyway, that's a different story. My point is that you need to stand up and advocate for both aspects of your business. There's the art of your business, which is connected to your heart, and then it's your business itself. The art and the heart is the feminine. The business itself is the masculine. That's all I have to say for today. I would love your feedback on this. Please let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to now check my live stream and see if there's anybody who's here with me, because I see that there are comments. Jacqueline is there. Hey, Jacqueline, thank you so much for joining me. I'm still new to this platform, so I'm still learning that I have to look up and see if people are actually with me. Thank you so much for joining. I'm glad that you're here. Jacqueline says, faster and better still requires presence. Exactly, exactly. Your point of power is always in the now. I agree 100%. Your point of power is always in the now. And your point of power requires those two polarities, the feminine and the masculine, to come together, right? It's a dance between the two. We don't have the masculine dancing over there and the feminine dancing over there. That ain't sexy. That is not sexy, my friend. We want the masculine and the feminine dancing together, and the blessing is that they get to dance inside of you. All right, so look, I am here every day, but you know, there is a weekly cheat sheet that I have available for you. You can get it by signing up. You can sign up, boom. I don't know where, I don't have my link handy, but it'll be somewhere in the description of this video. So please sign up. And yeah, I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Woo Wednesdays. I don't know what my topic is because I can't remember. I have it all written out. I don't have enough oxygen going to my brain right now. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will see you back here tomorrow for Woo Wednesdays with the Spiritual Business Hour with Crystal and Belle. All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Bye for now. Mwah. Bye, friends.